שלום לכולם, כאן שלומי קיינן. לפני שממשיכים, זכרו לעשות סאבסקרייב לערוץ וללחוץ על נוטיפיקיישנס, זה עוזר לקידום הערוץ וכך גם תוכלו לדעת מתי אני מעלה תכנים חדשים. זה קורה כל שבוע, שבועיים בערך. כמו כן, אנא עשו לייק לסרטון בו אתם צופים עכשיו, זה מסייע מאוד לאלגוריתם של יוטיוב להפיץ את התכנים האלה הלאה לעוד אנשים שמעוניינים ואוהבים לראות את זה. לינק לתמיכה בערוץ, קישורים לפודקאסט קלאסי קיינן, לקבוצות הרלוונטיות בפייסבוק, וגם מומלץ במיוחד הקורסים הדיגיטליים, נמצאים למטה בתיאור של הסרטון. בקיצור, עשו סאבסקרייב, עשו לייק ותמכו בערוץ באמצעות הקישורים בתיאור של הסרטון למטה ביוטיוב. המשך צפייה מהנה. Hi, welcome Boris.
Nice to be here.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you to come and be a guest on our podcast. It's really a huge, great honor because
I'm grateful to be here, and I love Israel
So tell us about the Israeli connection.
So that was I think it was my first visit to Israel, and it was spurred by the fact that I wanted to participate in the Arthur Rubinstein piano competition. That one was held in 1977. That was the second competition, and the great Arthur was still alive, and Golda was alive. And
here you are with Arthur Rubinstein, right?
We played in Tel Aviv, in the Tel Aviv Museum, and in the Mann Auditorium, and then the final ceremony of the closure of the competition took place in Jerusalem. And there where Arthur was, and next to him is standing Mr. Yaakov Bistritsky, who was the founder of the competition. And then after that, I was introduced to Golda Meir, and I told her, Golda, you are the most, I said, I made a mistake. Instead of saying admirable, I said admirable woman in the world. And she immediately knew that I am not a born American. And she immediately asked me, where are you from? And I said, I'm from the Soviet Union and I live in America now. And she told me, come to Israel, because she was a real Zionist.
Yeah.
And I was so enthusiastic about meeting that woman that I said to her, I will. I promised her. I really meant it. But you see, the life is sometimes, you could even see that one of my teeth is missing in the photo. But I was still young. It didn't ruin my beauty.
How old were you in this
25,
picture?
I think.
Oh, and what did you play?
I played lots of things. In the first round, I played the 3 etudes by Chopin, 2 etudes by Chopin, and I played the Rhapsody Espagnole. That's a chosen piece, a free choice of mine. And I played the Bach Prelude and Fugue, and a piece written specifically for the competition by the Israeli composer Shulamit Ran, a female composer. And in the second round, I played the Beethoven Les Adieux Sonata, and I played Liszt Dante Sonata, and I played Bach Toccata in D major, and we played the Dvorak Quintet with the Tel Aviv String Quartet.
Wow.
And the last round, I didn't make it. You see, I didn't pass into the finals, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have played the Rachmaninoff Second Piano Concerto.
Which one? Sorry?
The second piano, Rachmaninoff Second Piano Concerto.
Wow, that's gorgeous piece. But also the Dvorak Quintet is brilliant too. I didn't know.
And then we had a little master class in Tel Aviv before the finals, and before the final ceremony. And Arthur invited us to his hotel, so we assembled there the participants of the second round, and he talked to me, and he said he didn't see very well then. He was almost blind. So he said, where is that Boris Bloch boy? I want to talk to him. And I said, well, I'm here, Master. And he said to me something about the Liszt piece that I played. And then when he was giving me this diploma, you see, that was silver medal prize of his.
Yeah.
He told me, I believe in you. Practice well. I believe in you. I'll never forget that. In English we spoke, No, in English and Russian, I think. No, I can't remember now if was it in English and was it in Russian, because he spoke a perfect Russian, Russian, English, German, Spanish, Italian. And Golda Meir told him, Arthur, you promised me you would learn Hebrew. You haven't learned Hebrew yet. And he said, like, I
always the Zionist.
I promised to her I'll come to live in Israel. So he promised to her that he will learn Hebrew.
Yeah, always the Zionist. But you didn't play any of the Russian repertoire there?
Yes, I would have played the Rachmaninoff second concerto.
No, but you didn't. Actually, you said you played Chopin
because it
and
was
Liszt
not in the program. It was not in the program. Of course, I could have played the Prokofiev sonata in the second round, but I played the Liszt Dante sonata instead.
But you said if you would have come to the finals, you would have played the Rachmaninoff second piano concerto.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
this is my Israeli connection.
Of course, it's okay. But let's listen to some music. I really appreciate, or I really like the album. It's in French. À vous passionné. Well, the title is French, but it's named after a piece by Tchaikovsky, right?
Yeah.
It's a piano piece by Tchaikovsky.
Right, and I named this whole edition. You see, it's number 10. You can see number 10, and it's because there are 10 CDs, each one dedicated to a composer, to a single composer. And this number 10 is the only one that that holds many composers. And I used the Tchaikovsky piece, the title of the Tchaikovsky piece, which is also included in this CD. I used it to name the whole edition. That's like À vous passionné. It's my passionate declaration of love. Passionate confession.
And so let's listen to Tchaikovsky, to À vous passionné by Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, okay.
Brilliant.
It's very operatic, you know. It has this very, very much speaking tone.
Yeah. Gorgeous. That was really, really beautiful. But also what I was really impressed by with this release is that you have representatives of 4 of the Russian 5. Like you have Mussorgsky, you have Borodin, you have Balakirev, and Rimsky-Korsakov.
Exactly.
Piano music.
I don't like QE. First of all,
Yeah,
I
nobody
don't like
does.
his. I don't like his person, and because he did a tremendously destructive work against Rachmaninoff, against Tchaikovsky, against Mussorgsky, and he himself was not such a great composer. You know, it's not that I'm missing something by not playing his music.
Yeah, I agree, and I think he's generally being ignored, at least outside of Russia. I don't know, inside Russia, maybe he's played, but
no, not almost never. Almost never. Yeah.
So he's like kind of really forgotten by time, and I guess rightly
deservedly so. Deservedly so.
Deservedly so. Yeah. But the other 4 are amazing. Each and every one of them is really, really great. And
but you realize that Rimsky-Korsakov nor Mussorgsky were really piano composers, except Mussorgsky wrote, of course, the great pictures of an exhibition.
Which you also released. You have a release.
I recorded it.
You did record it.
Yeah. It's a very good recording. I like it very much. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. They're all the Œuvre Intégrale pour Piano. So it's the entire piano work of Mussorgsky.
Yeah, which is really, really beautiful. I love his piano work, Mussorgsky. Unfortunately, he didn't compose much. Like he didn't have either the time or the concentration to.
He didn't have enough professionalism.
Yeah,
he was a great dilettante, and that's why his work is so scarce. Yeah, and that's
it's very special.
And that's why his second opera, Kavanshina, he didn't even finish it.
Yeah,
he didn't. He only finished Boris Godunov in his lifetime.
Which is amazing.
couple of symphonic works like The Night of the Bald Mountain, and also the pictures of an exhibition.
Yeah. But all these works are really like masterpieces of the highest order.
Well, he was a genius. He was a
Night
genius.
on the Bald Mountain sounds like the 20th century music. It sounds like it sounds like Stravinsky. You know, it's amazing.
Genius, but he loved the craftsmanship, and that's why Rimsky-Korsakov he acknowledged it very early. He realized he doesn't want to follow suit like Borodin and like Mussorgsky, and he wanted to learn his craft, and that's why he studied the Glinka partitures, scores, and that actually taught him a great deal about instrumentation.
So let's listen to a Mussorgsky piece you play in this album in Avupat Passionate.
Play this from the children's scenes. This
Scherzo.
Scherzo, yeah.
That's brilliant. Really, really beautiful. So, what can you tell us about this piece, about the skirts of children?
His piano pieces, except from the pictures at an exhibition, they're like single compositions that were scattered around his lifetime. And this one that we heard, it is part of like Debussy children's corner, or Schumann Kinderszenen. That's like a little bit. There is Nyanya and me, yeah, and the first punishment, and pieces like as if written by a child. And this one is a play, like the children play, it's called Игра в уголки, but I forgot the title. And it has very beautifully written, like Je parlais, the middle part, also very virtuoso.
It's really, really beautiful. Yeah. Also pictures of in an exhibition.
Yeah.
So,
you want to say exposition.
Exhibition is really gorgeously played.
Yeah.
And Mussorgsky, is became one of my favorite composers since I listened to Boris Godunov. In fact, this opera
I conducted two versions of Boris Godunov. I conducted the original, where there is no Polish act, no Marina, and then I conducted the Rimsky-Korsakov edition, one of the two, with the Polish act. I love this music, absolutely.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And there's also the Mussorgsky second edition, right?
There is a Mussorgsky second edition, but Rimsky-Korsakov
the third edition. Yeah.
No, we can't call it like that. He felt the urge to help Mussorgsky, and even Mussorgsky had written two versions of Boris Godunov. The first one, the original one, has seven what's the English word for that? 7 scenes,
scenes.
And there is no major female part. And when he presented it to the Mariinsky Theater in St. Petersburg, the direction of the Mariinsky Theater, the imperial direction, told Maestro Mussorgsky that the female part is missing. We can't put it on. I mean, we can't produce an opera without an important female character, because so much of the public comes to hear the prima donna. So he then decided to add this Polish act. And I must say, thank God he did, because this Polish act constitutes one of the most gorgeous pages of music of this opera.
Yeah.
And so, I did the first version, and then I did the second version by Rimsky-Korsakov. Now, Rimsky-Korsakov, though I didn't finish, Rimsky-Korsakov, he felt that the orchestration by Mussorgsky is lacking in glamour, lacking in brilliance. And today it is debatable, because many musicologists believe, and many conductors, they believe that this lack of lustrous orchestration is a special attribute to Mussorgsky's music. It's like a special staple of his music.
Exactly.
Because that is that's the revolutionary element to it. But I do not agree. I think Rimsky-Korsakov did a great job to make it sound more brilliant, more various, more colorful. But Kavanshina, Mussorgsky didn't even finish it.
The opera that Mussorgsky never finished.
He didn't even have the idea of how to want to place the scenes one after which other.
Because they never studied. None of them really studied music or studied composition. Rimsky did after the fact, afterwards.
Not afterwards. After he finished after he did a few voyages as a sea officer, but then he decided he wants to become a professional musician, and then he studied. But Balakirev was also professional, Balakirev was also a great pianist. And if you judge Balakirev's music, piano music, you see that his piano writing is extraordinarily difficult and virtuoso. His Islamé, until today, until these days, is considered one of the most difficult piano pieces at all. And also he has a piano sonata, and he has the fantasy reminiscence on Glinka's Life of the Tsar, which are also very, very difficult variations, the reminiscences.
In this CD, you have the Berceuse by Balakirev.
I have Berceuse, and I have, I have a more interesting is his transcription of a Glinka song, The Lark.
Oh, okay. So
that is much
you rather we listen to the
much
Glinka?
more interesting, and you can see the writing of Balakirev. It's almost like Chopin. He was also quite revolutionary in his piano writing.
That's a piece by Glinka that Balakirev arranged for piano.
But we call it right? Balakirev L'Alouette after Glinka.
After Glinka.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really, really beautiful, Boris. I'm enjoying the music immensely. It is so
Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
We have more music by the five. We have Rimsky-Korsakov also is represented here.
Yeah,
And
there is a novelette.
Borodin.
There is a novel.
Yeah.
And Borodin.
Yeah.
Borodin is in the monastery. Yeah, and that's it. I think. Yeah, it's only one piece by Borodin.
Yeah. One piece by Borodin, which I think Borodin mainly wasn't really a piano composer, was he?
No. It's just like Mussorgsky. He was a genius, but he didn't learn his craftsmanship as a composer.
Yeah.
That's why he wrote very few compositions, and that's why he was writing his great opera, his masterpiece, The Prince Igor. He kept writing it all his life, and he hasn't finished it.
There's also a piano piece in the CD that was new to me. Au Couvent.
Yeah, it's called In the Monastery in English. Au Couvent. Yeah.
Au Couvent.
Mm-hmm.
French is not my language. I keep having a hard time pronouncing
English,
the CD, the name of the CD.
You have an English word, convent.
Yeah. So Borodin at the convent.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the Avu Passionné in the CD.
From that CD, yes.
From that CD. Let's hear it. And Borodin is also the little that he composed, just like Mussorgsky. I really love his compositions.
Oh,
I
by the
think
way, there
his
is
second
also a piece.
symphony is brilliant.
There is a piece by Ladov, who he was not a member of the Russian Five, but he was close to them. He was also from St. Petersburg, and it's a lovely piece, very famous, and people love it. It's called The Music Box. Yeah?
Lyadov, yeah.
He lived at the same time as the Mighty Five. He was already closer to Glazunov. No, it was still 19th century.
Still 19th century?
Yeah.
So the Music Box, you would like us to listen to it?
Yeah, because we had so
box.
we have so much. Well, we have various music. But L'alouette is a little bit sad, and in the convent is also sort of pensive, yeah, and in the minor key. But the Music Box, it's like a little sugar. A piece of sugar.
So let's listen to Lyadov, The Music Box.
Sweet, and people know it. I mean, it's
gorgeous.
It rings the familiar bell. Yeah.
And he playing it really
Yeah,
really
it's
great.
nice. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. It's not difficult.
Before we listen to something else, tell us a bit about Lyadov, because I don't think.
Well, I don't know much. I don't know much about Ladov. He was a lazy man, and he was often asked his. He had somehow like a housekeeper. He asked her to lock him in, lock him up, so that he wouldn't be able to go out, and that he would write music, and then he would lock him in, and then he would open the window and walk out of the window. I mean, this kind of. But the few pieces that he wrote are extraordinarily beautiful and original. Like, for example, the I don't know these English titles. One of them is called Kikimara. One of them is called the Enchanted Lake. Absolutely great pieces. I mean, originally great music, not just beautiful, but also very individual. Yeah, and also he has written many piano pieces, like preludes and some small pieces. But that's about it. You know, he never
in the
wrote
CD
an opera.
You have another piece by Lyadov, the Prelude in B minor.
Yeah, but it's also very sad. No,
but
you don't want to play on this.
It's really beautiful.
You don't have so much time, so you can't.
Yeah, it's just really beautiful music. The entire CD is beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I called it Ave Persona. I mean, just chose but there are some Rachmaninoff pieces, like, for example, I absolutely adore the Lilacs or the Prelude in G major. You know.
Yeah, but we kind of skipped over Rimsky-Korsakov here, right?
Yeah, Rimsky-Korsakov is a novelette. Yeah, it's good. It's like, you know, galloping.
Yeah,
but about Rimsky-Korsakov I can speak a lot, yeah, because he's one of my most favorite operatic composers. Since I'm an opera conductor, I especially appreciate him.
Yeah, he's a great composer. He's one of the greats.
His operas, to me, it's like I wouldn't want to replace his operas with any, not even Verdi or Puccini, even though I realize that Puccini is the greatest, but still, to me personally, you know,
that's a high praise indeed.
It's like, you know, it's like a drink, a source where you have a magic enchanted drink, yeah, a magic drink, and that I keep drinking from that source and never get enough. That is what Rimsky-Korsakov offers to me.
But let's listen to the piano piece, the little novelette.
Okay.
Yeah, beautifully played. And
it's also, you know, it has the spirit of this Russian hero, yeah, like from the fairy tales, from the Russian fairy tales. You know, this bogatyr, yeah, as a hero, yeah, and that has something in it, the character of it, yeah. And in the
I think
part,
in Israel, the Rimsky-Korsakov operas are not known well enough here, I think. He composed a lot, many, like 15 operas, right? Or something?
Yeah, right. But in Israel, you don't do many operas there. And if you have a very short operatic season in Israel.
That's true.
And if they do operas, they want to do Italian operas. And if they do Russian opera, they do Tchaikovsky, you know, because it's better known. Yeah.
Although they did produce Mussorgsky's Boris Godunov, I think, a few years ago. They did the production of Mussorgsky. It was
well, because Mussorgsky's Boris Godunov is considered like the parade Russian opera. The most representative of Russia.
Yeah, but outside of Russia, is Rimsky-Korsakov operas are popular? Because
outside of Russia, they are becoming more and more popular because of not the last one to contribute the popularity to Rimsky-Korsakov in the West is the stage director not conductor, director, Dmitry Chernyakov, because he loves his operas and he likes to produce them, you see?
Yeah.
And because he's become so well known that opera houses are fighting to get his services, and then they ask him, Mitya, what would you like to do? And he names Rimsky-Korsakov. And there is also some conductors who emerge now in the West. They also like to introduce Rimsky-Korsakov. By now, I've seen in Paris, for example, a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, I went to hear the Snow Maiden by Rimsky-Korsakov, produced by Chernyakov, by the way.
Yeah.
In Berlin, they did the Tsar's Bride, one of his greatest operas. And in the festival, which is an important opera festival in Bregenz, but goes way back. Harry Kupfer, a very famous German stage director, he did Kittisch, for example. Here in Düsseldorf, the Deutsche Oper am Rhein, the German opera on the Rhine, they did the Golden Cockerel. Yeah. So
so it's becoming more a commonplace to hear
a little bit
hear him in the West as well.
Thank God.
And it's great because he's a really amazing composer.
For example, Chernyakov did the Tale of the Tsar Zaltan in Brussels.
Yeah, that's famous because of the Bumblebee. Like everybody knows the flight of the Bumblebee.
Yeah, but Bumblebee lasts only 2 minutes.
Yeah,
but,
like 2 minute thing, but everybody knows that one. Yeah, the opera as a whole.
Yeah. So they did it in the Théâtre de la Monnaie in Brussels with Chernyakov producing it. So you see quite a few operas of Rimsky have been emerging.
Yeah. But everybody knows Shahrazada, for example. That's like a famous piece of music, one of the most, I think, celebrated and played.
Which one?
Shahrazada, one of the most symphonic ever played pieces in the world.
Yeah, Shahrazad, yes.
Obviously.
But also thanks to Fokin and his ballet with Diaghilev in the Saison Russe in Paris in the beginning of the 20th century.
Yeah.
Because he actually used Scheherazade for the ballet, and that became a famous ballet.
Yeah, but this music is irresistible. But it's not the only thing. Also, his symphonies, like Antar, for example, is kind of similar to Shahrazada in many ways.
Yeah,
and he has his own musical language, which is gorgeous. It's really beautiful.
I agree with you. I mean, I love him. Yeah, so you don't need to convince me. Convince your listeners.
I'm convincing here my audience. Listen to Rimsky-Korsakov. It's highly, highly, highly recommended. And he was also influenced by Wagner, right?
In his last stage, like Kittisch. Kittisch is considered. It's called the Russian Parsifal.
Yeah. So you said earlier you like opera composers. How are you with Wagner's music? Do you like him?
Yes, of course. Yeah, not everything, and sometimes I'm a little bit mad that it goes so slowly because he wants to, has this German trait in him that he wants to really spell out everything. And sometimes you go, I know, yeah, let's go ahead, yeah. But of course, in his great operas, he's great, like Tristan and Isolde, Die Meistersinger from Nuremberg, Parsifal. And the earlier operas like Lohengrin, Tannhäuser, The Fliegende Holländer, The Flying Dutchman. Yeah. In Israel, his operas will not be played. No. Let me tell you an interesting story that I heard in an interview given by Christa Ludwig. And there was somebody sitting next to her. They were talking about Lenny Bernstein. And there was the former director of the important music society in Vienna, Musikverein, and one of the principal violinists who was in the upper etage of the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra. And Bernstein was asked in Israel, of all places, what does he think, which is, in his opinion, the best orchestra in the world? Well, so he named a few orchestras, and they said, well, how would you rate the Israel Philharmonic? Wouldn't you consider the Israel Philharmonic to be the best orchestra in the world? And he said, you know what he said? How can an orchestra be the best orchestra if it doesn't play Wagner?
Yeah, true.
That was his response.
I agree.
And and Bernstein being a Jew, and being asked this very provocative question, that the way he came out of it, is I think is spectacular.
Yeah, and I think it's actually practically correct what he said. But anyway, we digress. Let's listen to one final piece of music from the album.
Which one would it be? Now you make a choice. Now you choose.
No, you choose. You choose.
No, I want you to choose. I've chosen up to
we
now.
We didn't hear any Rachmaninoff. So
great choice. Which one?
We have a couple of preludes, and also lilacs, which I didn't know.
So which one would you like? The lilacs or the prelude G major? The lilacs, okay. Yeah. The lilacs is a song that Rachmaninoff himself transcribed for the piano. He himself, not like Balak.
I don't know the piece. That's why I wanted to hear it.
But it's a song.
Yeah,
a beautiful song. It's like it's like pastel. Yeah, not written with colors, but written with this pale spring pastel.
Yeah. Boris, thank you so much. It was a pleasure, a real pleasure talking to you, and hope to have you again sometime soon, and with some more music that you conduct or you play, because I really adore your work.
Maybe some really Mozart and Chopin,
okay. Other stuff, good. Sure.
Good.
And we can recommend Yelena's channel, which she has a lot of Boris Bloch on Yelena's channel.
And
I'll link it in the description, and everybody can watch. So thank you very, very much.
Okay, pleasure. Thank you so much. I love being here.
לפני שנפרדים, תנו לי לספר לכם על הקורסים הדיגיטליים שנמצאים כבר ברשת. קלאסי-קיינן, הקורסים הדיגיטליים של שלומי קיינן. הקורסים מיועדים לחובבי מוזיקה מעמיקים שרוצים לדעת יותר. המפגשים מועברים בלשון בהירה וקלה, בלי צורך בקריאת תווים או השכלה מוזיקלית. השיעורים כוללים גם המלצות על ביצועים והקלטות של היצירות. בכל קורס יש שיעור פתוח אחד לצפייה ללא תשלום, מה שאומר שזה שווה, אפילו אם אתם לא רוצים לשלם עליהם, יהיה לכם שם תוכן לראות בחינם. הקורסים שכבר יש, באך, מוזיקה מגן העדן. עמדאוס, המוזיקה האלוהית של מוצרט. מבוא למוזיקה של ריכרד וגנר. בטהובן, העוצמה והיופי. וחדש, מאלר, המשורר הסימפוני. כל אחד מהקורסים האלה יותר מ-15 שעות, וכל הזמן מתווסף גם עוד חומר. הקורסים עצמם דינמיים, ואני מוסיף להם הרצאות נוספות ככל שאני בעצמי עורך אותם. אז זה כל הזמן גם משתפר ומשתדרג. מי שמעוניין לבדוק, הקישור נמצא בתיאור של הסרטון בו אתם צופים עכשיו. אני מזכיר לעשות סאבסקרייב, לעשות לייק, ואנחנו נשתמע בפעם הבאה.